Welcome. And here with me, I have Siva Balu, who is the keynote speaker at this year's Scrum Day Madison conference. I'm really excited to have you here with us this year. Siva's going to be speaking about AI. In fact, it's going to be from AI hype to AI for your business, challenges, solutions, lessons learned. So I want to ask you first, what is some of the hype that you're hearing out there that maybe is just a little too good to be true?
Thank you, Mary, for having me here. Glad to be part of the Scrum Day. Talking about AI hype, the way I look at this is most things in the headlines is hype. What I mean by that is variations of a certain company got so much investments, or a certain country released the cheapest AI model, or a certain individual took an open source and created their own AI part. Most of that is hype because it's also a clickbait. We are very familiar with this. So that's how I define it. How does it apply to our business? How does it apply to our lives is what matters to me, not necessarily what I see in hype. Now, that is sometimes important to keep in touch with current affairs. What is developing in the industry? What is developing in various verticals? But not all headlines are meaningful, but it can be exciting. And that's hype, AI hype.
So tell us a little bit about how have you been successful with AI in the past?
That's a great question. The first question I ask myself is, how can I use AI in my business to solve complex business problems? I'm in healthcare, and for years we have tried to solve a ton of healthcare problems. So in my past, what we have done is before generative AI and large language models became a thing, before ChatGPT was released, that's a key milestone, November of 2022. We used to do a lot of hard work in terms of data quality. We used to work on big data quite a bit. Big data is nothing but your large data stores. And we were hands-on creating machine learning models, natural language processing models. And it is really a combination of machine learning, deep learning, neural networks, combined with NLP, which is natural language processing. So these are deep AI competencies that we had skill sets, data scientists and machine learning engineers to work on it. But all this is only meaningful if you can identify the critical business problems and you apply the technology and the data to solve the business problems. And that's a pattern I have realized looking back, what investments have been successful, what investments did not span out. In all cases, AI is not going to be successful, but the ones that were successful were really solving critical problems, either at a very nominal operational cost or at scale. You need to be able to afford AI. So those are some of the patterns I've seen in the past, that when we applied the various AI tools and technologies, when we solve the right problem at the right cost at the right time, it was very successful.
I love how it's getting back to basics because that's true with or without AI. You really got to start with what's the problem that you're trying to solve. And then you also talk about data being important. They used to talk about how content is king. I think context is king with AI. Can you tell us a little bit about the speech that you're going to be giving this year?
I'm actually looking forward to this, to meeting a lot of our leaders locally and networking with them, learning from them to start with. The speech itself is tied around how do we take the hyped AI from the headlines and apply to our various businesses, various industries, various companies and brands. What are some of the common problems you're seeing across various industries? What are some of the solutions? Some of my own lessons learned from the last 15 years working in AI, as well as what are the things that we get as a byproduct results? What are the benefits? So it's really the business problem, various solutions available, lessons learned, and what can leaders do to take it back to their day job. And that I actually given a lot of keynotes after COVID on how not to chase technology. And you can see that in my repeating business use case, business problem, because most of the time when you chase tech, it is not going to span out.
So there's a lot of people worried about all of our jobs with AI. Do you think we're going to all lose our jobs because of AI?
It's a pretty important and a deep question. And I want to be mindful in my response, Mary. First, that ties to the AI hype. There's a lot of headlines about jobs, job evolution, job loss. When we talk about responsible AI, we're not just talking about rolling out results to the customers. We're also talking about the people working on AI. We're talking about AI governance. To some extent, most of the jobs will evolve in the next 5 to 10 years. One of the frequent examples given with this new AI revolution is when over 100 years ago, we went from horses and buggies to cars and Model T. Similarly, now there's a transformation happening and a lot of jobs will evolve. And I believe in the power of humanity. I think humans have a unique ability to evolve and grow with it. So there could be short-term, some headlines, there could be some impacts, but I think what's happening is a lot of employers are very intentional in investing in their staff, in their talent. They're hiring intentionally. So I wouldn't take it lightly. I wouldn't mention something in a binary yes or no. My word of choice is all jobs will evolve, just like how we went from typewriters to electronic typewriters to computers to voice to text. So this will be another evolution, except this might be faster. And the products we use, whether it is Microsoft Office or Google Suite, they will start using more AI. So I think folks will get trained on the job in their personal life. I think there'll be an intentional effort to upskill our jobs and move into a direction where we become more efficient and we find more time. And some of the repetitive work will be done by AI. That's my optics on this question.
I hope you're right. And I think you are right. I think we all have to get used to a faster pace of change and being open to learning and trying new things. And like you said, upskilling and continuously evolving and continuously learning ourselves so that we can use these tools and be better at our jobs. I think that's what's going to happen. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you at Scrum Day. Scrum Day is scheduled for October 15th, 2026 at the Madison Marriott West. Get your tickets at www.scrumday.org. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm looking forward to seeing you there.
Thank you, Mary, for having me. Glad to be part of Scrum Day.